All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is me, that is unchanged from Markets.com, and today is the 15th of April 2025. And I just wanted to share with you a little technical piece here on USD or in general what's related to the Canadian dollar right now. Because why? Because I was waiting for the numbers to come out first, and basically, yes, we are seeing this drop in the Canadian inflation, and the previous number was at 2.6, and now the headline figure is at 2.3 plus 2.3. The year-on-year number, the core, it has also dropped, and it came from 2.7 to 2.2. Now, of course, that's kind of signaling a little bit of weakness. For the Canadian dollar. However, looking at the USD CAD, yes, we're seeing a little bit of a reversal back up. This idea here I talked about in one of my live sessions about the 1.3822 territory, which is marked by the lowest point of November of 2024. And we had a great test here, beautiful rebound right now. The question is, how much can we rebound? But in general, I'm not really getting very positive right now. Look, yes, the inflation dropped, and that's kind of not really positive for the Canadian dollar. Yes, we are having tomorrow the interest rate decision from the Bank of Canada, but look, that one is expected to kind of keep the rate unchanged at 2.75. Now, in a way, it's kind of in an interesting situation right now because, again, these guys are planning to keep the rates unchanged. However, the ECB on Thursday is planning to go for a 25 basis point cut. Where's that ECB? There we go. So that's what I'm talking about here. So it's like I said, it's a little bit an interesting moment because the ECB is thinking about, like, maybe just going for that cut just in case this unpredictability from the White House will come back again, because yes, we're right now in the pause for 90 days from the tariffs. But yeah, like I said, I mean, but the ECB, it seems like they might still go for that like little cut just in order to kind of safeguard themselves, right? However, the BOC does not see it this way, and they're still thinking of not doing anything and just kind of keeping the rate at 2.27. Okay, look, inflation is dropping. It's a good sign for them. I think that it's all logical. Inflation is dropping, so they can kind of keep the rates, and it is already on the lower side. However, if they think that the inflation it might be dropping way too quickly, then I would say yes, they would need to go for a little bit of a cut here. So let's see, of course, what's going to happen, what kind of approach they will take. But let's have a look at the core year-on-year graph here. I mean, it has just started ticking lower in a way, so it's not, I think that they will take a little bit of a wait and see approach. So yeah, the previous came out at 2.6 here. It's kind of a little bit of on a roller coaster ride, I would say. So that's why I think that the BOCs most likely will stick with its 2.27 territory. Now, 2.75 territory, yeah, 2.75% territory. So look, and how this could play out in the USD CAD. Now, the fact that the inflation dropped, yes, of course, that's kind of seen as a negative for the currency, and we're seeing a negative moment here right now. USD CAD is pushing back up here. The Canadian dollar is devaluing against the US dollar, but is it gonna really run for too long? I would say just be careful for now, because in general, the US dollar is not feeling very well. Yes, we might see a little bit of a stabilization moment in the US dollar, and that's what could drag actually this pair back up a little bit. However, I'm going to apply my beloved Fibonacci here from the high of the 7th of April till the current low, and you can see that yes, we're on the right track right now to test the 1.3938 zone, somewhere around here. That's the 23.6% on this Fibonacci retracement. I'm not drawing it from here. Although we can do that. I mean, yes, of course, the psychological 1.40 becomes quite an interesting one as well. In general, you can keep an eye on that one, but just in case, like I said, I want to go slowly with this one. If we do test the 1.39 1.3938, great. Then the next target here for me is the 38.2, which is, by the way, roughly around the 1.40 zone. Coincidence, right? And that's why, like I said, this territory, the 1.40, becomes quite an interesting target for like a little short-term retracement. Let's see if that's going to work out or not. But yeah, tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow we might see some action, some more like action to the upside here on the USD-CAD. If the market will say, you know what, we don't like the fact that the rate is kind of unchanged. I think that a lot will depend on what's going to happen during the press conference as well, which is let me just double check just to confirm, is it half an hour later? Yes, 17:30, 45 minutes later. So yes, so like I said, keep your eyes on that. For now, like I said, if you are trading something Canadian dollar related, we might see a little bit of action, of a little bit of weakness in the Canadian dollar just because of the upcoming events. But then still, if you are trading USD CAD, keep your eyes on what's happening with the US and what kind of, what comes out of the White House in a way, and what kind of approach they're taking, because in general any like talks about tariffs or like some sort of like trade limitations with other countries, it seems like in a way it's going to be like a little bit of a devastation for the US dollar, and that's why we could see this pair actually reversing back down. So that's why I'm still aiming initially only for the 1.3938 first, and then I'm going to target the 1.40 territory, roughly, and then we'll take it from there. We'll see what happens next. So ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to quickly drop this little technical piece here on USD CAD, just because again we had some data. Tomorrow, like I said, we're having the BOC interest rate decision, so keep that in mind. If you are trading this pair, just bear in mind. If you're not comfortable, with doing anything right now, I'm with you, because I rather just sit this one out, just wait for the reaction after all the data has come out, and then do something about it. But only if all my boxes are ticked in my in my strategy. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. As always, I want to say, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. I'll see you later. Bye bye.